Hello, it's Ellen here. Welcome to this first video. So this video is just an introduction and kind of just to let you know how this video series is going to work, because this video series is going to work a lot differently to other pre-recorded videos that exist. And I will explain to you what I mean now. So it's kind of like the best alternative to a live video that I can come up with, where it's kind of the most interactive. So the most interactive setup with a pre-recorded video that I can come up with, because it's really important to me that everyone who's watching this is kind of like contributing in some way and is being heard if they want to be heard, and it's kind of fairly interactive because we're in this together and some of you may have questions. So let me just explain what I mean concretely. So my gifts as a healer are in hearing people subconsciously and consciously. And so I do a lot of subpersonality work, and basically with utilizing those gifts in this kind of setting, what I can actually do is I can hear any parts of you or any of you who like have a reaction or a response or a question to what I'm saying. I can hear it now as I'm recording it now, so that I can actually respond within the video. So anything that kind of wants to come through in that way, that's like useful to the session and for the benefit of not the session, sorry, that's an automatic thing I said, the video, anything that's like relevant and like, you know, will just come through, and then I will respond. Now, because there's going to be quite a lot of people watching this, I've actually got a little bit of a time cap on that. So I'm just going to be responding to the collective who will be watching these videos within 5 weeks of publishing them. So if you're watching after that point, it's very likely that I won't hear your responses, reactions, or questions if they're any different to what other people have also asked. Except for like a few people who might watch it whenever, in a few years or whatever, who I'm in really kind of close contact with, or like in regular communications with. So besides those people, so the majority of people, because I don't know the majority of you and I haven't worked with you before, so yeah, so it's just like, yeah, so the people that watch it within the first 5 weeks of publishing, I will be able to hear your responses to some extent, like the ones that actually want me to hear them, if that makes sense. So yeah, so there's no like I don't know. I'm not like reading people's minds or anything. I'm just hearing what wants to come through to me, like what wants to be expressed from you to me. I'm just hearing that and then responding to them. And when I've been working on this, when I've been going through and preparing, most of the time, it's like there's quite a few of you with the same responses and reactions, so it's quite, I kind of try and paraphrase it so that it's kind of covered to the best of my abilities. And then another thing I wanted to say is that I'm gonna, because of the nature of the topic that we're going to be talking about, because a lot of it is, this is really big stuff in terms of the changes that are coming, the ecological crises that are coming down the line. There's quite a lot of sort of like pressure. There's quite a lot of pressure in this. It's quite crisis prone, right? On an emotional level, and like on a sort of system, like on a body level as well, on a mental level. So because of that, if I feel like there's some people struggling who are watching this in the next 5 weeks live, and I have to stop what I'm doing and just help those people who are struggling a little bit, like feeling a bit lost or like a little bit collapsed, then I will actually be intervening to help get some people out of a crisis. So those are for, like, particularly sensitive people, which, and it's not a bad thing to be that sensitive, right? Like if I wasn't, if we weren't this sensitive, like I wouldn't be able to hear you if this level of sensitivity wasn't present. Okay, so in terms of this stuff is not easy to kind of contend with, in the sense that it makes it easier that all of us are together, right? But like we've got a lot on our plate, right, in the coming years. So things are going to feel maybe a bit much sometimes. So if that happens and I pick up on it, I am going to intervene and go into like a healing, as I would usually do, to try and help somebody to get out of a crisis. And that could be a few of you. It may not be, some people may not, maybe like handle it or whatever, or like just not be phased or not triggered by some things, and then they'd be like, oh well, why is Alan going into all of this like rescue, like operations, like healing stuff, right, like out of nowhere. And I just want to ask you for your patience and to apologize in advance for any kind of disruptions that change of direction might cause. If that feels uncomfortable, I'm really sorry, but if there's somebody in the space who's struggling, then I am going to tend to them, and I just hope that I can have your grace in doing that. And yeah, and you can sort of either choose to kind of like distance yourself away from it, like turn the volume down of it or something if you don't like it, or send, if you feel like really empowered and you want to help those people who are feeling in that particular way, then you can go and do that. What I would say, side note, to any of the healers out there who in that situation, if they do feel that they themselves are the ones who are collapsing, please prioritize yourself. With me, I'll be prioritizing you. Please prioritize you with me, rather than trying to help others who are in a crisis at the same time. It's really important, if you are in like a collapsed state, that you focus on yourself, and that I'm focusing with you, and that we're going through this together. So single channel single channel for that. Okay, so that's a few house rules there. there was something else I wanted to say. I've forgotten now. I'll have to rewind and remind myself. I haven't been to bed yet. I'm recording this introduction after having had an all-nighter doing lots of work. So anyway, I'm going to pause, go back, and then I'll say something. Yes, so that was the other thing I forgot to say, which was if we do go into that situation whereby I feel to go into a healing, if I feel like someone's like not coping or whatever, then obviously, like, in order to tend to that smaller collective, or it could be a larger collective, but in order to turn to that collective, it means that I will be removing like my engagement from like the whole to that. And so what I will do in that instance is that if that does happen, I will go into the healing or whatever, and to bring the crisis, bring the people out of the crisis, and then I will finish that video there. So there'll be no more like information or anything that isn't like connected with that healing after that on that video. I will start with like information on the next video, whatever. So yeah, so if you see that that does happen, then don't worry, you're not missing anything. If you just don't want to engage in that at all, that's fine, because I'm not engaging with you if you're not in that crisis. That's totally fine. You can just switch off that video, stop the video. There's nothing more really for you to see. And then I will see you in the next one. Okay, thanks very much.